Well, we are kicking arse and getting things done around here. Hopefully you can hear me over the concrete truck because we're getting ready to pour the new sidewalk. And what we're gonna do to make sure that it matches exactly is they're gonna pour the underlayer first.
I about fell in a hole.
Don't fall in a hole, Stuart. And then we're gonna come back and do a skin coat on the top of the sidewalk and also on the top of the porch. So it will cover up that red paint we haven't been able to get rid of, and it will also transition nicely into the walkway. So this is a huge accomplishment to get this done today because it's been kind of holding up the show on some other things. Though I guess that hasn't kept us from continuing with the patio. So this is the patio section that is still in progress. Stuart, we're gonna give people a break from this noise and insert a little snippet of video that I took of Javier and Sergio laying down the flagstone.
Well, it is another very busy day here at the cottage, and we have reinforcements. So I think I mentioned to you that we were going to be taking out the sidewalk because it was so cracked and really was rather treacherous. And it wasn't, I guess it wasn't extremely bad, but enough so that I think as long as we were doing the work, I wanted to go ahead and get this done. Let's put it that way. It wasn't necessarily money I wanted to spend, but I think it was the wise move. So this is a subcontractor that works with Kayla. And these guys here, gentlemen, thank you. I appreciate it. So they're just taking out all of the concrete. And this is something, all we're doing is replacing what was existing. So this isn't a real HP issue. It's just replacing it exactly the way it was, only without cracks. So they have already removed the concrete step, or concrete walkway rather. And so now this is being done at about the same time that we're starting to lay the patio. So we've kind of come up with an idea for the template. Then I'm going to help them shortly here, and we're going to remove what we have laid down so that we took a picture of it, and then we'll put screenings underneath it. And these are the screenings right here. And then the flagstone and brick will go on top of that in an attractive pattern, kind of herringbone, rough herringbone with some ragged edges so that I can plant around the perimeter and inside some of the stepping stones. So we're working on this now. The sun is coming out, so it's not quite as cold as it could be, but nevertheless, it's around 32 right now. And I don't know if you can see, but behind these guys right here, yesterday we did plant some of those boxwoods in that area. So on tomorrow's walkabout, or actually you'll probably be seeing this in the walkabout episode, hopefully we will have even more accomplished. Well, I was going to help Sergio and Javier move some of the brick and stone so that they could put down the screening. And finally I realized I was just getting in the way. And I asked Sergio, I said, I'm just in the way, aren't I? And he sweetly said yes. So I am in here on hot chocolate detail. I can handle that. Well, the sun has come out and we are still making progress. You can see that they've laid the form with a bed of sand and some rebar because they're going to pour the concrete sidewalk tomorrow. And then over here, Javier and Sergio just keep working at it, and we are making great progress on the patio. We have completed some sections that has the brick. And by the way, it's used brick in a herringbone pattern along with that beautiful stonework. My shadow is in the way. I should have started shooting this from another angle. And I want to show you really what the process is. So Javier has already outlined the space on the patio, and then also you have some string across here, don't you, Javier, to make sure that it stays level.
Yep.
And you just keep checking each stone as you put it in place to ensure that it's level. And you can see that I kind of already got in their way and put some time in there to see how it was going to work. So they then they have leveled out the dirt below. Then they put in these screenings, these gravel screenings. And they get that pretty level. So that's Sergio's job, is to shovel in the screenings. We've got a big mound of it over there. And then we strategically place the flagstone. You can see that they are temporarily positioned, and then each one is put into place. And then Javier, after you get that one laid, you'll then check it to make sure it's level, correct?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
correct.
So this is how we do it. I mean, it's a lot of just handiwork. And then once it's in place and it's level, then we come in here with backfill. And that backfill is,
So there's the level.
yeah, let me come over here and show how you do that. So you make sure it's level. Use a hammer to tamp it into place if need be. And then Sergio is here to put more screenings underneath if necessary to make it level. And then our infill, remind me, gentlemen, it was 2 parts the small gravel, 1 part the large gravel, 1 part the screenings, and 2 parts dirt. Am I correct
Yes.
on that? Yeah, okay, they're giving me a heads up. And then this is my favorite part, and I've been out here helping them really kind of sweep it and press it into the cracks. And then I will plant little things like thymes, maybe some tiny bulbs, and obviously some self-seeders. You can see over there where I've already put in some creeping thyme. So now it's back to work. And by the end of the day, gentlemen, what do you think? We'll almost be finished, won't we?
Yeah.
Yep, you think so? Javier, you don't look 100% sure. I think we'll about be finished.
It's 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock? Yeah, we've got this covered. It's looking great.
But this section over here is pretty much complete, and I absolutely adore it. We've already put in the infill, and I couldn't resist, so I put a little tuft of thyme in here because there's going to be some low growing things planted in between the pavers. And tomorrow, after this is all finished, I'm even going to seed a few little darlings in between the pavers that will then come up and give this very much a cottage look. So we're doing that. We are starting to stage all of the boxwoods over here. And then this is where the window box will go. And for those of you that were concerned about people just falling off the porch, since there, at least at this point, is not a railing there, I have a long concrete planter that fits in this spot, and it will serve as kind of a visual and a physical wall, removable wall, that will be filled with some boxwoods and something else. I'm not really sure. But that will close off this wall space and make it look and feel much more finished in combo with these mounds, these gumdrops of boxwood. Now, speaking of boxwood, let me give you another update I just found out about this morning. So there is going to be a huge truck, I think on March 27th, of better boxwoods, of some evergreens, and maybe some of the Southern Living plants from the Southern Living Plant Collection. A huge truck is going to pull up, and that will really make me excited, Stuart. So we have that to look forward to. And I don't know, Stuart, maybe you can very carefully...
I can look down and
okay.
step to there.
If you
Everybody
come
bear
up
with the
onto the
camera.
porch with me.
Boom. There we
Wow,
go.
look at that dexterity.
It wasn't a perfect camera
footwork.
move, other than that.
But over here you can kind of see, in addition to some very unhappy plants, there's those long, some rectangular pots that will go and be staged on the east side, on the east
Oh, I see
side
it over
of the
there.
patio. Can you kind of see them down in
Yeah,
there?
I see it now. It took me a minute to find it.
And we continue with the dirt work and filling in the channels for the irrigation system. Here is something else that I am very excited about. Now,
Boy, it just looks like there is a lot going on.
because there is a lot going on. And in addition, speaking of a lot going on, Stuart, what happened just before we started shooting?
Oh, we had yeah, you tell them. You're better at this.
So Hubs was out in back and someone pulled into the alley, and they were visitors from West Virginia who were visiting their son down at Fort Sill, Dawn and her husband Tim, and
Keep talking, I'm gonna show them this.
they drove by the cottage and stopped to see if they could say hello. So they had been visiting with us. I gave Dawn a tour of the cottage, and she brought me a very, very nice gift that I will show
it's
you.
beautiful, yeah.
That I will show you, a thrifted gift, my favorite kind, that I will show you probably on the Sunday show. Anyhow, it was delightful to meet the two of them. Thank you for coming by. And it was an unexpected thing for them and for us, but we enjoyed it. So anyhow, I digress. What I wanted to tell you about is I'm very excited because, Stuart, on Monday, I believe it is, we're doing our first, it's almost QVC season.
It's crazy.
So we are getting ready to do our first QVC segment. It's going to be on the second channel, I believe. And I'm going to be showing these wonderful egg trellis tours that last year, maybe the year before too, I can't remember, they sold out before we were even able to show them on TV.
Oh wow, that's true. I forgot about that.
So, but they are part of the Linda Vater at-home collection on QVC, and we are going to be showing these. They are available now. So if you guys want them, they come in this copper. I've got the galvanized inside that I've got some ivy around. And then this is that kind of more modern, or it could go modern, or it could go farmhouse chic. This is the black wrought iron. And I love all of them. And I'm going to be doing really fun things with these for Easter, probably on the Sunday show. So you can go to just qvc.com, search my name, the Linda Vater Home Collection, and I'm
Pretty
not...
sure there's a constant link underneath the video.
yeah, and there's a link underneath the video in the description box. I'm quite frankly, I haven't visited there for a while to see what is still available, but these will be available, and I'll give you an update on what all is still there in inventory for you to buy. We'll give you an update on that too. I still have not hung my lanterns yet. It has turned cold out, and tomorrow we're supposed to get some rain, so I'm thrilled beyond measure. I've got, is it Ramon and Oscar here? And they are the ones that are the craftsmen in getting out, getting the concrete laid. And so once that gets done, I'll have kind of some of the messy stuff behind. But I thought it was kind of neat looking, Stuart, with just the grid of rebar
I
and
did too. When I
sand
walked
that
up,
was
I
there.
thought it was some sort of finished thing for a second. I thought, oh, that does look cool.
It looks kind of bocce ball-esque, kind of. But again, I am thrilled that we're going to be able to get this done before the rain comes tomorrow. And then we will really color match it with the exact color of the walkway and the color that was there before once we do the skim coat. And then that will also fill in the cracks that I've got up here on the porch, which is kind of a little bit cluttered today with the things that are going on. Look at in here, Stuart, though. These are those pots I planted the other day. And my bright light Swiss chard, I'm cold, Stuart, it's hard for me to talk. My bright light Swiss chard is starting to come out.
I see it over there.
Yeah, which reminds me that if you want to participate in the free webinar that the Great Grow Along is putting up on Transformational Thursday, I think, I'm making a presentation on the Great Grow Along, and you can sign up for that seminar. Just go to thegreatgrowalong.com. I've also put information on my Instagram account. You can sign up and you can register, and you can take the workshop in addition to many, many other great presenters. And then after that, I will be there live and people can ask me questions. So
cool.
We're going to be doing that on Thursday after we get a little bit more of this stuff going. So Stuart, what other things do we need to give an update on? I think there will be, once the patio gets in place, I think there will be...
No, they haven't really seen this angle of the patio.
Okay, the angle of the patio. Don't you love the herringbone brickwork?
It's gonna look really good.
And
starting to look like Linda.
I was out here yesterday with them, Stuart, positioning stones and doing the infill to get it just the way I wanted.
I figured you would.
It still looks a little, you can see where the front
This is
part,
where it gets into Linda needs to
yes.
decide these things
yes,
a little bit.
and this is one of my favorite things, is to put the infill in between there, sweep it in, pack it down, just the right amount of gravel and dirt. And by the way, we did mix in some dirt with this, so I can get some things to grow in between the pavers.
And how much bigger it kind of looks than it did back when we were all kind of having that discussion of is there enough room?
A lot bigger, because look at how close we can get up to the house now. And once this gets into place, we can start planting some of the hollies, but we've got to wait for this work to get done. It's kind of like, it's a set of dominoes. One thing needs to fall before the other does. Now, does it still look a little bit too clean and too light gray on the flagstone? Yes, it does, but you can already see this section that has the infill looks darker. We will dirty it up as we progress, and then obviously over time, as it gets...
It's starting to feel like the fairy tale backyard.
It is starting to kind of feel that way. Well, I took my favorite elements and incorporated them here in a little bit more formal way, which I am concerned, Stuart, don't fall,
yeah, I felt
don't
the
step
edge.
backwards. I get a little bit concerned because I think if I'm not careful, cottage can get to be a little too cutesy, too cottagey cutesy, and I don't consider myself to be a cutesy kind of person. I like to think, rightly or wrongly, I like to think I'm a little bit more sophisticated and elegant than that. So I want to be careful that I don't make it look too cutesy. I don't know how else to put it. Too sweet. And a cottage, not that there's anything wrong with that, it just doesn't fit my personality, because I don't consider myself to have a sweet, cutesy kind of personality. So we will continue with that thematic, and it will be a little bit more formal. And even though there will be a cottage garden here.
Wow, they've gotten a lot in.
Yeah, look at how fast this is going. All these big trucks.
I know.
If you've got a little grand or a little kid, that girl or boy that likes to watch big trucks, this might be something fun for them to watch. So Stuart, I'm kind of chilly.
Yeah, I think we could be done.
And I've got I've got a virtual meeting with Nick, a designer at Lowe's, to talk about the built-in cabinetry for my laundry room. So we're going to be talking about that, and then I'm going to be doing a podcast with my friend Sherry and Victory Girl, and we will make sure to post that podcast as well. So lots and lots and lots of stuff going on today. I keep feeling like I have forgotten something.
More videos to come.
More videos to come, more opportunities to share with you guys here at Hill Cottage.